it's Savannah again with your literary lexicon. Today we're going to go over the 4 parts of the Freytag's model, except in this time we're going to talk about the 4 parts and we're going to give definitions to them, okay? So I've done this one for you guys already. It is setting. So the setting is the time and place where a story takes place, but this can also include social statuses of characters, the weather, history, the historical period in which it takes place, details about the immediate surroundings. All of those things include the setting. Okay, so in the story, The Sniper, we can talk about social status. They're both soldiers, so that gives us some stuff that we can take inferencing from. The next thing it also does is it gives us a backdrop for our mood. So in The Sniper, because we know it's the war, it's got a tense setting. And being in the war, that makes sense. Okay, so the next one in the Freytag's model is conflict. And conflict is a struggle between 2 forces. And I talked about that in the other plot video, where those 2 things are going against each other. So you guys might remember from middle school, man versus nature, man versus society, and man versus technology. And if you don't remember that, hopefully you were looking right at the screen and you saw it. Okay, so that means that when we have any kind of struggle, we have a man or a person that the story is about struggling against something else. So in this case of The Sniper, we've got man versus man and man versus society, because society's war, right? And you could probably even make an argument for man versus nature, because of the nature of the war and everything that's around them. Now, there's other 2 kinds of conflicts that are really important, and those are external and internal. So let's say it's wintertime, and you have to go to your Aunt Ethel's, and you hate going to your Aunt Ethel's because it smells like old clothes and mold and, old candies. Okay, and she got that little glass bowl and it's filled with those gross candies that no one's eaten since last time you were there, because you don't want to go. Okay, you don't want to go because you're bored, you want to stay home, play video games, and your mom and dad won't let you bring your iPhone or whatever, okay? That's an internal struggle. That's inside. That's the stuff that we can deal with. So when we struggle with, should I do this? Should I not do this? That's an internal struggle. If suddenly there's a snowstorm outside and now you can't go to your Aunt Ethel's, you can't go. That's an external struggle. So that's something outside of yourself that you can't control. Now, the external struggles really suck for a lot of situations, but the internal struggles, because we can actually control that, those are the hardest on us, because we often know what's right, but what's right isn't necessarily what we want to do, and that's called cognitive dissonance, when we know what's right and we know what we want to do, and those 2 things don't match. So how do we feel good about doing what's wrong, or how do we get over feeling bad about doing what's right? That, my friends, is conflict. Okay, so then the next part of Freytag's model is the climax, and that, as we said before, is the highest point of the story. In most instances, it comes at the end. So I used the picture of the notebook right here, and this is when they finally, decide that they're going to be together. Now, there's a lot of other things that happen after that, but it is a climactic moment. And on the resolution, I put myself as a Bitmoji down here, being like, oh, I'm tired, I'm all done. Because the resolution is when everything is resolved. So the conflict is resolved in some way. And as I said before, sometimes there is no resolution, or it's not resolved. The story can just end. So the resolution may be dissatisfying to the reader. So those are the 4 parts of plot: setting, conflict, climax, and resolution. So those are 4 more to add your lexicon. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.